All right, today we are with Russ Harlow. Can you tell me a bit about yourself and what you offer?
Sure. My company's name is Reliable Remediation. We believe that no one deserves to live in fear of their home making them sick. So we help people find peace of mind by restoring their property after water, fire, and mold damage.
Fantastic. Awesome. And what do you find that you like most about your career?
We love helping people make their space healthy and safe after they've run into some kind of problem like that that's threatening the health and of their family and kind of their property value too. Because, you know, moisture and water are the #1 enemy of every structure, and it brings in pests and mold and rot and all kinds of things that can really diminish the value of your property and the safety.
Absolutely. And what do you find to be the most challenging part of your career?
You know, finding the right clients. And I think in real estate, it's probably similar, right? Finding the right people that match with, that believe what you believe. And they're the easiest people to deal with because, you know, they do the things like you do and they're looking for the same types of things. I think that's probably the biggest challenge is finding your tribe.
Yeah, I get that. And what is your process for remediation?
So we always go out and do an evaluation. One of the most important things is we educate our clients. So a lot of times they'll say, oh, I think I have a mold problem. How much is it to fix it? And what'll happen is a salesman from another company might come out and give them the number because that's what they asked for. And what we try to do is educate them on the process. We try to figure out what's the problem that's caused it, because if we clean mold and you don't fix the problem, it's just gonna come back. So that's kind of the first step in that process, to give them a solution and knowing that that's what has to happen so that it won't come back again in the future. And then we prepare a plan to get it healthy and safe again and work through that process with them individually in their own circumstance.
Fantastic. Wonderful. And what do you find makes your company different than every other mold remediation in the area?
I think one of the things, like I just said, we try to educate our clients. You know, in that evaluation period, even if they've asked the wrong question, we try to give them the right questions and the answers to the things that they didn't know. Nobody knows what they don't know, right? Helping them understand what the serious problem is, or if it's not a serious problem. There's plenty of times we go out in a real estate deal, you've probably seen it, where, oh, there's inspector found mold in the attic. And, you know, a lot of times it's not as big a deal as people think. They hear the big nasty M word and they get scared. So we talk people off the ledge, let them know it's just an indication that there's an underlying problem that needs to be fixed. This can be cleaned, life can go on. Your house is not contaminated. We do not need to burn it down.
That's fantastic. Talking people off the ledge and not being an alarmist is a big thing that we need, especially with first-time home buyers specifically.
Yeah.
So.
Or the ones where, you know, the parents are tagging along on the inspection.
Yep, our favorite. Awesome. And any other last thoughts you'd like to add?
You know, one thing I didn't mention that does come up in the real estate is we also do odor elimination. It could be cats or food smells or tobacco. I mean, I know if the house isn't cleaned right after a smoker lived there, I've seen listings drop, you know, $30,000 over a period of 9 months. And then the buyer went and hired us to fix it, and they saved 25 grand on fixing the problem because the price of the house came down.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Wonderful. Awesome. And how can people get a hold of you?
So we can find us on Google, on Facebook, on all the places at, you know, reliableremediation.com, 560-1930. We're in the 860 area code. We're just about everywhere. We're even on TikTok.
Awesome. Love it. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and we are happy to share this with everyone.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Absolutely.